Assalamu alaikum everyone. How's everyone doing? Alhamdulillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. First of all, I would like to congratulate everyone who went to perform Hajj. May Allah accept your Hajj and remove all your sins and grant you Jannah Firdaus. May Allah grant us all who did not perform Hajj yet the ability to perform Hajj. No doubt, Hajj, my brothers and sisters, is one of the most important acts of worship in Islam. It's one of the pillars of Islam. And the Prophet ﷺ told us that those who perform Hajj and they do not commit any sins, they come back just like the day they were born. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala removes all of their sins. Some scholars had difference of opinion. Does it also remove the major sins, or is it only the minor sins? Does anyone know the answer?
All of them.
All of them? Are you sure?
No.
So if I stole money from somebody and I went to do Hajj, when I come back, do I have to give them back their money or no?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so major sins require tawbah. So make sure before you go to perform Hajj, make sure that you do tawbah. And if you owe somebody money, if you owe someone an apology or something like that, go and make sure that they forgive you before you go. Some of us are also afraid of going to Hajj because we think this is too much money. I'm going to be poor. Of course, if you don't have money, if you don't have the amount of money necessary to do Hajj, you don't have to. Because Hajj is only obligatory on those who have the financial and the physical ability. But if you have money and you're thinking maybe I should buy another car or a newer car or remodel my house or something like that, then you are committing a major sin in the opinion of a lot of the scholars. Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu said, if you have the ability to perform Hajj but you do not go to perform it, he said those kinds of people, I'm going to ask them to pay jizya. He's basically calling them what? Kafir, right? But they are not kafir, he's just exaggerating, right? And the Prophet ﷺ reassured us. He said, "Tabi'u bayna al-Hajj wal-Umrah." Do a lot of Hajj and Umrah because they actually remove poverty. Just like this machine they use to remove the black things from gold when they heat the gold. He said that Hajj removes poverty just like this machine does to gold and silver. So we need, inshallah, if we have the financial ability and the physical ability, to do Hajj as soon as we can. Now I'm going to go through the steps of performing Hajj, inshallah. Hajj is a big topic. There's a ton of questions about Hajj. It's very complicated for even Tullab al-Ilm, like people, students of knowledge of Islam, because you do it only once in your lifetime for a lot of people. But Salah, we do it every day, so you always remember the wajibat, the arkan, and everything about Salah. So I'll try to be as brief as possible, inshallah, and there are some questions I'll answer in the end that some people sent on the group. Or to Sister Russia. Okay, so there are three kinds of Hajj, and there's Umrah. There's Hajj that you do by itself, called Hajj al-Mufrid. So you don't do anything except Hajj. And there's Hajj al-Tamattu, where you do Umrah, then you go back to your hotel and you get out of your ihram, and then you go back later and start Hajj. This is called Tamattu. And there is Hajj al-Qiran, whereas you do both Umrah followed by Hajj immediately with one ihram. Okay, so there are three kinds. Which one of these should I talk about?
Just the first one, yeah. Just the first one.
Last one? Hajj followed by Umrah? Okay.
Wow.
Sorry, Umrah followed by Hajj. Okay. So in this picture, they're actually talking about that, but they made a mistake. Can you see or no? Okay. So the first thing is miqat. Basically, you start your ihram from the miqat. Okay? And usually you hear the pilot of the airplane telling you that we're going over the miqat. So you start your ihram from there. And then you say, Labbaik Allahumma, Hajj, Qarin, Umrah, Muqtarinan biha Hajj. So you'll say that I'm going to Umrah, followed by Hajj. And then when you get to the Kaaba, the first thing you do is you try to go to Al-Hajar al-Aswad. You either kiss it if you can, but this is impossible nowadays. You touch it if you can, and if you can't do any of that, you just wave at the black stone, the Hajar al-Aswad. Is there a dua that we say when we go to the black stone? Very good, mashallah. You say Bismillah, Wallahu Akbar. And then you do the tawaf 7 times around the Kaaba. Okay? So this is called tawaf al-qudum. After the tawaf, you do sa'i. Can you see there? So this is number 4 up there. Sa'i. Between Safa and Marwa. How many times do we go between Safa and Marwa?
7 times.
7 times, right? And sa'i is one of the pillars of Hajj. We'll talk about the difference between Hajj and Umrah in a little bit. And after you do the 7, there are some sunnah I left in between. There's a sunnah. What is the sunnah that we do after we do the first tawaf?
Maqam Ibrahim.
Very good. You pray 2 rak'ahs in front of Maqam Ibrahim. There's another sunnah after that.
Drink water.
Very good. You drink. You guys know everything. So I don't need to tell you. So you drink water from Zamzam, and then you go to Safa and Marwa, and you do the 7 sa'i between Safa and Marwa. Yes.
The difference between the Kiran and Tamattu is that you only do 1 sa'i, you don't do 2, right?
Very good. Tamattu you do 2 sa'i and 2 tawaf, and Quran you do 1 sa'i. Okay, so after the sa'i, what do we do after sa'i? So far here, we are doing what? We're doing Umrah, followed by Hajj. So our Umrah is finished here, okay? So now we're going to start Hajj on the 8th day, right? So where do we go? We go to Mina, right? Is going to Mina obligatory? Is it?
Yes.
No, it's not. So if it's too crowded or you find it hard to go to Arafah, you can go straight to Arafah, right? But if you want to do the Sunnah, you go to Mina first. Okay, so you go to Mina and you sleep in Mina, and in the morning you wake up and you go to Arafah. And Arafah is a pillar, a rukn. You have to do Arafah. Okay, so here's Arafah right there.
7.
How long do we stay at Arafah? Until Maghrib. So if you go in the morning, you have to stay until Maghrib. Okay, if you leave before Maghrib, you will have to sacrifice a goat. Okay, and after Maghrib, what do? We go to Muzdalifah, right? Where is Muzdalifah? Right there. Okay? And how long do we have to stay at Muzdalifah?
Well, you pray Ishamara together and then you stay so.
Right, so you pray Maghrib and Isha together, Jama'at Akhir, and then you stay until Fajr. But what if you want to leave after midnight? Can you do that?
Sure.
Yes, very good. You can leave after midnight, okay? Especially if you have an excuse, like older people or children and things like that. Okay? If you leave before midnight, you have to sacrifice a sheep to make up for it. Okay? So this is Muzdalifah. Okay? What's after Muzdalifah? So this is going in a weird way. We're supposed to go back, right? Because we're going back towards the Kaaba. So after Muzdalifah, what do? We do Jamrat al-Aqaba, right? And after Jamrat al-Aqaba, what do we do? Sorry? That is the stone. Yeah. Okay.
Then you go back to your minimum, or wherever you are, wait till your time.
Right. So you shave, right? Or you shorten your hair, and then there's something that you have to do because you're doing Umrah and Hajj together. There you go. You have to sacrifice an animal, right? And after that, what do you do? Tawaf al-Ifadah. Is that a pillar or is it Sunnah?
Sunnah.
Sunnah or pillar? It's a pillar. You must do it.
Must do
Okay? If you don't do it, your Hajj is invalid. Okay? Unless you're a woman on her monthly time, and there is an opinion for that. So after Tawaf al-Ifadah, what do we do?
You go back to stone.
Right, we go back to Mina to do the stones again. 3 days or 2 days? Minimum 2 days. And we start after Salat al-Dhuhr to throw the stones. Okay? And after that, what do we do? Tawaf al-Wada. If you're not from Mecca, it's wajib. You have to do tawaf al-wada. If you don't do it, you'll have to slaughter, to sacrifice. But if you are from Mecca, you don't have to do tawaf al-wada. Okay? And if you are a woman too, you don't have to do tawaf al-wada if you're on your monthly time. Yeah. Wajib, yes. So they call it rukn or wajib. Rukn, the hajj will be invalid. Wajib, you have to sacrifice an animal if you miss it. Okay, so this is basically the simple way of doing hajj. Okay? Of course, there are sunnahs in the middle, some dua that you have to do, what to do if you miss that, what to do if you miss that. But since this is a very complicated topic, I would suggest that you will have a guide with you, or you can, like I had people sending me messages while they were doing hajj and asking questions. So you're not going to grasp all of the fiqh of hajj, so you can do one of these two things. But of course, it's important to know the basics before you go. Yes?
What's the most common hajj?
I heard Sheikh Saleh Fawzan saying the most common one is at tamattu. People go before, like in the first few days of the Hijjah, they do their Umrah, and then they go to the hotel, they go out of Ihram, they enjoy their time, and then they start Hajj again and another Ihram. Okay? So now it's the...
Yep.
Jazakumullah khair. We'll come back to the questions that we received, inshallah.
We're gonna start with some sharing experience from our judge. So we're gonna start with Sister Sarah and Brother Omar. Would you like to share something about your experience?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm going to share a little bit about my experience from Hajj. In particular, I want to talk about one specific moment that stood out for me. So when we completed our Hajj and we were making our way to Medina, our religious leader, mashallah, this amazing guy from the Institute of Knowledge in California, Sheikh Farhan Zuberi, he started addressing us and he was doing a khutbah during the bus ride. So he stated a narration by Aisha radhiyallahu anha, and she asked Prophet that if jihad is the best deed for Muslims, can women also go and fight in the field? And the Prophet ﷺ replied that for women, the best form of jihad is a Hajj. So that was a very gratifying moment to know that and a Hajj for a woman can be equivalent to a jihad. And then the Imam went on to explain the concept of a Hajj. Unfortunately, from Prophet ﷺ, we don't have a lot of explanation for what Hajj means, but there's a lot of scholars with different definitions. And the gist of all of the definitions is that a Hajj Mabrur is a completely accepted Hajj that is performed with all of the obligations of Hajj, with complete sincerity, without any intentions of showing off, and no acts of disobedience or sins. But he also said that one of the signs that your Hajj is accepted or you have a Hajj Mabrur is that you come back to your life with some changes. Whether they're big or small, there have to be some changes in your life. If you come back and you go back to your old routine and your usual habits without any changes, that is not a sign of a Hajj Mabrur. So for me, that was a very enlightening moment to know that we completed our Hajj. We were there for the time period. We did all of the obligations of Hajj to the best of our abilities. But it didn't end. We had to come back and we had to carry this for the rest of our lives and continue to strive to be better Muslims every single day. Alhamdulillah, we had a wonderful experience. Everything for us went very smoothly to the point that one of my friends during Hajj, mashallah, from the same family that we met from Atlanta, my friend was starting to get worried that things were going too smoothly. And so one of the more challenging parts of Hajj that I remember were when we were traveling from Muzdalifah to Jamrat. And as you can imagine, there's 2 million people trying to go from one place to another, all at the same time, all trying to board the train in extreme heat. And so, that was a little bit of a challenge for the challenging part. But when we got back to our camp in Mina, my friend started talking about that up until that point, she was feeling really sad that she was starting to feel that Allah didn't love her enough to test her. Hajj was starting to feel too easy. And so that was it was such a nice perspective to think of the hardships of Hajj and the sign of Allah's love. And so, alhamdulillah, overall, we had a wonderful experience, and the few hardships that we had were a blessing from Allah because Allah tests those that He loves. And even though our trip has ended, I feel like our journey has not ended, and we're still striving to become better Muslims and to, inshallah, get the full reward of the
I want to call Sister Sidra and Brother Yasser. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for getting here for us and for this class that we attended. Yeah. So, I thought about sharing how the journey went and all, but I thought it would probably be better to share what we learned, what lessons we learned out of the experience that we had. So I wanted to, in particular, share 2 things that I felt, and I believe they are pretty lessons for me. First was, when we reached, and for the moment we reached Mecca to start the overall process of Hajj, we started to make a conscious effort to not make any or do anything that Allah wouldn't like, right? So we were very, very conscious about doing things the way Allah has commanded us to do. We don't generally do that in our daily life. We tend to forget and ignore and all that. I think that was very, very telling for me, and I believe that even we are all humans. We made mistakes. We did things even there that were probably not in line with what Allah wants us to do, but we felt bad whenever that happened. We wanted to really do things right, and we made an effort to do that. So the reason why I'm sharing it, I believe I want everybody, myself along with everybody else, to be conscious about what we do in our daily life, right? Understand that Allah wants us to follow His commands, and we similar to what we do when we go on Hajj or Umrah and stuff. We should continue to make that effort, conscious effort to be in line with what we should be doing as good Muslims. So that's one of them. The second thing that I wanted to share was, and it's really, amazing how everybody takes care of each other, the respect, love, affection that we show towards each other when the other comes. Now, when I say each other, you would think like maybe people that we know. Well, there were probably 2 to 3 million people out there, and all of them, literally, we didn't meet all of them, of course, but whoever we met, irrespective of their caste, creed, where they come from, we were really looking for opportunities to help them, serve them, be respectful, do good things. So the lesson that I learned from that and that I want to share with everybody in this community is that we should make an effort to help others, serve others all the time, not just at Hajj, Umrah. Yes, absolutely, it is more, that's an opportunity to earn more reward. But when you come back and it does not have to be anything big. It could be just serving someone a glass of water. It does not have to be a lot of, where you're spending thousands of dollars. So these little things, I think these are things that I've learned and when I was in Hajj, and I want to continue that, and I hope Allah gives us the strength to do the same as a community as well. Thank you very much.
So Ken?
Calling next brother Samir and sister Nada. Congratulations on your Hajj.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Just like everyone else, our Hajj experience was amazing, alhamdulillah. And we're so glad that we were selected for this beautiful journey. Before we share our Hajj experience, I would like to thank Brother Jamal specifically and Fabi, because from the day we started our planning, so we started our planning to go to Hajj back in December. We were like confused whether we should take the Nusrat route or we should take the Pakistan route. And after learning his experience, we decided that okay, we will go from Pakistan. There were lots of anxiety, lots of questions that what will happen, what will these and all those things. But the way he helped us, guided us, the way he coordinated with the Hajj group, that was super amazing. So brother, thank you so much. May Allah reward you for all those things that you helped us, made things easy for us. As far as for the Hajj experience, I think from the day we landed, like Brother Yasser, like Brother Umar, I think there were three things that we were constantly tested and validated for. So the first thing was our patience, how patient we are with all the challenges that we were seeing. Our gratitude, we were validated on our gratitude, how thankful we are by looking at other Hajis, especially coming from different areas. Like give an example, like we had a luxurious package and all these things. We had our coaches, we had our buses, we were able to travel easily. Instead of that, we walked around 95 miles in 10 days. Now imagining those other Hajis who didn't have those luxuries and how they were suffering that extreme heat. So that was really, period that we thanked Allah for all these things that we were able to do. And the third thing was that our submission to Allah. At every point of time, we were reminded that okay, we are here for Allah. It's all about submission. We have to do one thing every other thing. We have to do from one place to the other, just for the will of Allah. That's all. So these are the three things that we were constantly tested. And I think the best thing was that we were rewarded instantly as well. And like everyone else, there were lots of challenges, but it was made so easy for us. Like we felt that we are literally cherry-picked from one location to the other, and everything was made so easy, irrespective of all those challenges. So it's really with everything we want. Obviously, there are like lots of lessons to be learned. We still need to do a lot of reflection that how we can incorporate all these things into our lives. But one thing that we realize that the power of love, that is one thing that we realize that it is very powerful, especially at that point of time, our iman was elevated, our faith was elevated, our trust and our confidence was, everything was high, and we felt that whatever we were thinking that was getting accepted. Prior to Hajj, I feel at least our duas were like, just submitting an application form, like checking the boxes, or it was very formal. One thing that we are trying to adopt is having a very informal dialogue with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and just having that level of confidence that our duas will be accepted accepted, irrespective. So that is one of the biggest things that we are trying to incorporate, very small thing, with lots of things we need to do, still lots of reflection. And I think the challenging part is that, Hajj is done, how we can take all those learnings going forward in our life. So that is a big thing.
I would like to call Brother Shadab Siddiqui and Sister Sana.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. First, I'd like to really thank Almighty Allah for giving us the opportunity to be at His home. I think it's truly, I feel blessful, that Allah allow us to even go there. I think Hajj is one of the most beautiful, rewarding ibadats. It is very, at times it can be hard for all of us, but it is extremely rewarding, and that's one of the reasons that the reward is so high when you are performing the Hajj. Some of the things I learned is that every step you are, whether planning for the Hajj, you are doing the Hajj or coming back, every step of the journey, whatever obstacles happen, these will be added as reward for us. So we should always be very thankful for Allah has given us the opportunity. Another thing I like when doing the Hajj is meeting some really amazing and some pious people. Got to meet them, learn some really good things from them, whether how to make some du'as, how to do ibadats. It's just important thing we got out of Hajj is, to get to be with the extremely pious and great Muslims. Our Imam who was leading us, kept giving us good advices how to do various du'as and things. One thing from the Hajj is about learning about our haqiqat, who we are. Being all humans are created from clay. When you are there doing Hajj, you will see, how all humans eventually are at the same level. Yes, people are going to different hotels and different packages, but as you are performing your Hajj, everybody's trying to do tawaf. You're going from Makkah to Mina to Arafat to Muzdalifah. You go from hotel to a camp, and then everyone is just laying on the ground in the Muzdalifah. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone just looks like the same person. We are created equally. During Hajj also, it gave me perspective similar to other people. Like I think I heard, that the Samir was saying, like our du'as, we are just making a checklist. And definitely one thing, is how to do du'a, what's the proper way to do du'a before performing the Hajj. And now, I have a very different perspective, with this very important part of our salat or daily life, we have to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and what are we asking, how we are asking. We should be very, sincere how we have this dialogue with Allah. Now, after Hajj, visiting the place of Allah, the place where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was there, those places, whether it's Masjid al-Nabawi, looking at the Kaaba, when doing namaz, I can visualize, okay, I can see, when I'm making namaz now, I am looking towards the Kaaba, how I do it, it does make a difference before and after Hajj, how I'm trying to make my ibadah. We got to visit some good places like Masjid Quba, first Masjid of Islam. I didn't know much about it before going there, got to see it, doing the namaz there, Masjid al-Qiblatain, when the way of Qibla was changed. So visiting all those places definitely give us some perspective. And last, same thing what someone else repeated is, if once you do Hajj, you should see some kind of change in your life. Uh, how you used to be as a Muslim, as a human, how you were carrying out your daily life routine. You should see some kind of changes happening, and that's a sign, you whether your Hajj is accepted or you got something out of this amazing experience. I just want to say thank you for everyone who guided us when going to Hajj. Just like everyone else, we were confused. We were asking questions to our friends, families. So really thankful, and Allah may give them reward for helping us, guiding us how to plan it, and come back being hopefully a better Muslim. Just thankful to Allah, and thank you everyone for your time. Thank you.
Finally, we would like to call three family. And now we would like to give you a small token of appreciation and congratulations for your Hajj. I'll call first Sister Aisha and Sister Christine. As well as Sister Hannah and Brother Sharif. Brother Sharif and Sister Hannah. Or sorry, Hannah.
This one. Thank you.
And Sister Faryal and Brother Jamal. Morning to everybody. I'll ask Imam Amro to we have 5 more minutes before Maghrib prayer. We have some question and answers that he would like to answer as well. Brother Amro? Anybody see Brother Amro? Okay, we got some questions.
So it's time for Salah, so I just sent the answers in the book. Assalamu alaikum. So I'll go through these questions quickly because it's time for Salah, inshallah. First question says, what's the difference between Hajj and Umrah? The difference is Hajj, of course, is a pillar of Islam, obligatory in every Muslim. Umrah, in some opinions, is not obligatory. Another thing is that Umrah is much shorter than Hajj. So the arkan of Umrah is just the Ihram, Tawaf, and Sa'i. And the wajibat is just to shave your head. So that's it for Umrah. But for Hajj, we have all the pillars that we talked about on the screen. 2, can you apply for Hajj knowing you have debt or house mortgage? So a lot of us nowadays, we pay mortgage, hopefully from an Islamic bank. So since this is, they call it dayn mu'ajjal, like a postponed debt, it doesn't prevent you from performing Hajj. But if you have only an amount of money for a debt that you have to give in like a few days or a month or something, and you don't have any other money, then you have to give that money to the person you owe the money to. 3, can a woman married or not apply for Hajj alone without her mahram. So if this is her obligatory Hajj and her husband doesn't want to go with her, there is an opinion, and this is what Sheikh Mustafa Al-Arabi said, if she can go with a safe company, she can go and she does not need her husband's permission because Allah's command takes precedence over her husband's permission. But of course, do not make problems with, don't get divorced. So do them nicely, inshallah. Number 4, can a married man skip that one?
Yeah.
Okay. How to apply for Hajj? I think the Hajj is already talked about some of that. You can go to the brother who helped everybody. Inshallah.
Stand up, please.
Stand up, please, brother, because I didn't see you. I was sitting there. Who's the brother who's helping everybody? Jamal.
Brother Jamal.
Brother Jamal.
Okay.
Okay.
Brother Ahmad.
Number 6, what is the best age or time for someone to perform Hajj? If you reach the age of puberty and you have financial and physical ability, then you have to go perform Hajj. 7, if someone is capable and financially and physically to go to Hajj but chooses not to because they're afraid from getting sick or getting a heat stroke, there is no tawakkul. You have to put your trust in Allah and go, not worry. Number 8, and you can take an umbrella too. You need to be physically fit to perform Hajj. If you mean by fit, you have to go to the gym and work out? No. Well, if you're healthy, yes. If you don't have the health you need it, so you do not have to go. 9, we saw many grasshoppers on videos in Mecca and in Al-Haram. Are you allowed to kill them if they come close to you? And how do they get rid of them? So if grasshoppers are harming you or harming people around the Haram, they can get rid of them. They can kill them with pesticides and things like that. But if you go purposefully, you see one grasshopper, and on purpose you smash it without it hurting you or anything, then you have to give money. You have to give 5 riyals or 10 riyals for that. Okay? Where is it? Why is it not allowed for men to wear closed shoes during Hajj? So the Prophet ﷺ basically made us wear these things in Hajj to remind us of poverty, to remind us that we're there just for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make you feel this sort of poverty and you feel that you're all equal. 11, why is there specific dress code for men in Hajj but not for women? Allah is giving an advantage to women over men. Just like the women don't have to go to the masjid to pray. The women don't have to fight in the battle, but the men have. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us some obligations and rights that are the same, and some obligations and rights that are different, or specific for men, and specific for women. 12. What dua can you say when touching the black stone? The brother answered it, Bismillah, Wallahu Akbar. If you are unable to get close to large gathering, what can you do to get the word of your dua answered? So as we said, you just wave to the black stone and you can make your dua from wherever you are. 13. What is Ar-Rukn al-Yamani? Why is it important? And why do people touch it while doing tawaf? What dua can you say once you pass it? So Ar-Rukn al-Yamani and the black stone. The Prophet ﷺ used to touch them and kiss the black stone because these are the only 2 things that Ibrahim alayhi salam did himself, that they are remaining from the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And the dua you say between the Rukn al-Yamani and the black stone is Allahumma atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. 14. Do you need to have specific immunization? And also the Prophet said about the Rukn al-Yamani that if you touch it, it removes your sins. 14. Do you need to have specific immunization shots before attending Hajj? Did you guys? I don't know. Yes? Okay. Do you want to tell us?
Meningitis, COVID vaccine and meningitis were required from the US. Other countries required smallpox and MMR.
What is Maqam Ibrahim and what is the reason behind the name? So Maqam Ibrahim is the place where Ibrahim stood when he was building the Kaaba. Also it was the place where he stood when he gave the adhan, asking people to come to Hajj. He said, أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَتَبَ عَلَيْكُمْ الْحَجَّ فَحُجُّوا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made every human being, from the the time of Ibrahim to the day of judgment, here is call, even if they were still in the womb of their mothers, because those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote for them to perform Hajj, they heard this adhan. What should the Hajj do here, Maqam Ibrahim? We should pray 2 rakats after Tawaf. What will the Hajj do when the time of prayer is called and they are doing tawaf? Should we stop and perform the prayer and continue? What if there are all mixed women and men? Can they pray next to each other? That's the last question. So if you hear the call of the adhan for the salah, you stop whatever you're doing. If you're doing tawaf, if you're doing salah, and you go to perform the salah. And then you go back and you continue where you stopped. So if you were doing the number four show, then you continue from number 5. And you go to 6 and 7. And you don't have to start over. As for women, they will go back and the men will go to the front. But let us say that they could not, and because of like the extreme crowd, they have to pray next to each other. So there are 2 opinions. Imam Abu Hanifa says the salah is valid, but the other opinions, they say the salah is okay, and the salah is fine, and this is the accurate opinion. Jazakallah khairan, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother, assalamu alaikum. Who's giving the adhan? Yeah, it is recorded. It's on YouTube, and I said that.